What's up, guys? I'm Jay Tracer. Welcome back to another video, another Halo weekly report of whatever's happening. And right now, we have Mental, a free agent. But in last week's video, we listened to Optic's podcast, and it had the whole new roster. We listened to that, and if you want to listen to it with me and hear all about it, you can see and watch my last week's video. But today, we're going back to that same podcast. That's right, only this time, it doesn't have any of the Optic roster. It has Shotzi and, people you probably have heard of. But this video is going to be brief because we're going to be talking about something they said, bashing our beautiful Halo content creators. It's basically the same story. You see it all over Twitter, you see it on YouTube comments, you see it everywhere you go. Halo's dead. Oh my gosh, why are you playing a dead game? We've all heard it from time to time to time, and I promise you, we're gonna hear it for a while. We have to wait for the next Halo game. We have to wait for something. Halo Studios obviously has a large task at hand. They have to do this correct. They have to do it. They can't make mistakes. They gotta have this next Halo game be a perfect launch with a perfect campaign and a perfect matchmaking, and the servers need to be good. And it also needs to function. I know the list keeps going on and on and on, yada, yada, yada. But guess what? LVT's playing their 1v1 showdown today. But also, guess what? The 4v4 number 4 tournament is tomorrow, and LVT is streaming that. So based on when this video is out, I hope you go and watch it. Gotta support LVT and as many creators as possible, because apparently there's not a whole lot of them in the community. Either way, I really, really hope that this video reaches all of you guys, and let's take a turn for it to be a positive place here. Let's build each other up. Let's just like, when we all are successful and when we all succeed, when Halo succeeds, when we're positive, we all succeed. That's all I want. Anyways, let's get into this. Let's get into this video. Alright, so as you can see, I have the 1v1 showdown up, and then I have over here Tim. We're always gonna be supportive of other creators in the scene, and the reason why is because I want Halo to succeed, plus I love their content. I'm a big fan of LVT. Tim, last week I had Tony up here, lurking always in his stream. Well, I guess what I'm getting at is there was this tweet that's been going around of a podcast that happened. So let me pull up that podcast and hear what these guys have to say. And you probably have heard of them. All right, so let's talk about this. The reason why I'm talking about all these Tony and content creators and Halo and in today's discussion, I've really been thinking a lot about the discussion of and thinking about, is Halo dead, right? And it's been, I just see people say that everywhere, and I understand why they say that. Halo Infinite is not what we expected it to be. It's not what we expected it to be. It had a terrible launch. It's a game that doesn't have good optimization. It doesn't function. There's so many negative things around the game. We can have a whole podcast on that, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to focus on the negative right now. I want to focus on shifting that to being more positive. I love Halo. I am so passionate about it. I'm very passionate about competitive Halo as well. I love watching casual players to pro players. I love watching Halo streams. Truly tons of talent in the Halo community. Lots of amazing YouTubers, streamers, and more. There's so much talent. Now, here we have the Optic Audio Network podcast. We listened to this in my last video, and you can go back and watch that. And we discussed the new Optic roster, and we were listening to this podcast. I watched it on stream, and you can watch all of the details in the last YouTube video. But today we're going to focus on something they said that made a lot of content creators, streamers, and more upset. Let's listen to that. Now, before I show you this clip, I just want you to keep in mind that Shotzi and these guys have a really big platform. What they say can make a good impact or a bad impact. It can make a good influence or a bad influence. I think a lot of people who are heavy influencers with a big platform fail to see how much they actually can make, break, you know what I'm getting at. I actually think these guys could make Halo even better if they just, I don't know, tried. It's just, Halo could be better if everybody started being more positive. And I understand there's a lot of negative around the game. I'm not oblivious to that. We have that discussion all the time in my stream. We like to approach it in a constructive criticism kind of way instead of a bashing kind of way. I'm aware that we're not in a good place. But with that being said, I'm trying to make it a better place here. So let's listen to this clip.
Halo's in a very unfortunate spot. Like
if there was no Havoc,
whenever I'm pitching these tournaments and stuff, like I usually try to grab a clump of people from each scene and put them in something. And I always look for Halo because companies want that. They want people from different scenes. If it's a console game with where you use a controller, I always think of the controller games, which is COD, Apex, and Halo. And there are no Halo content creators. There's none.
Wow. There are no content creators. There are none. Okay.
Damn near.
There's one or two.
Yeah, APG is one of them.
Mint Blitz.
Mint Blitz, yeah.
Well, APG's a fucking pro. I'm saying the only people are pros.
I think there's literally two. Uber Nick and Mint Blitz.
Yeah. And then there's what's that enchilada girl?
Lady.
Yeah. So there's like very
that enchilada girl. Nothing about her as an awesome content creator, just that she's a girl. She's a girl. Come on. What the fudge? What the You deserve more than that. All right. Anyways, that was tough to watch. Yeah, they have some pointers like Halo isn't a bad spot. It's hard to pull people into getting interested in Infinite because again, it had a bad launch. But let's just try to do what we can to uplift the Halo and the esports and just build on that so that when the next game launches, HGS Halo Studios, they need to get this right. They need to get this next game right. But I think that Halo has so much potential that you just gotta hang on tight in this tough time. But when I say there's so much talent in lots of creators, not just from the pro side, but there's lots of content creators, there's so much potential, not just there's so many talented people in the community, forgers and more. I don't even know where to get started. The Women of Halo is also an awesome upcoming organization. There's so much potential. Like, you can obviously tell that they're naming a few other amazing creators, but they're not currently looking at the Halo directory or YouTube. Like, you can obviously tell these guys don't watch Halo. Like, they don't really pay attention to talent, they just pay attention to numbers. And I understand, this is business, numbers speak volumes. If you don't have the following, yada yada yada, I'm a small creator here, who am I? Are you even listening? Hello, is anyone out there? Like, I understand that I'm a very 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 small pea in a pod. Like, I'm a small creator if I'm just barely getting started, though. There's so much potential for me and more people out there. But if Halo just needs to do so much. Like, this is like a whole conversation, and it starts with what is Halo Studios doing? But also it starts with each person who makes content in Halo to stay positive. This is a tough time, guys, but we got this, and I believe in you. Tony, Tim, everybody, I believe in you. I also think one of the greatest shames is not building the grassroots program better. They did open applications and I applied, and many of my colleagues, if you will, and many co-content creators and more like applied for this, and they just didn't give it to anybody. I really think it comes down to handling, and like Halo in general just needs to be handled better. HCS has so much potential. It just needs to be handled better. Like it comes down to so much. It's like you're making a meal, and if you don't put the rosemary on the steak or something, the steak may not be what you wanted it to be. You have to season everything. Every little ingredient for everything you're making as a chef comes together to make this beautiful piece of work of art and goodnessness. You got to do that. Even the little things matter. Like when you lack a vision, you lack a purpose. And I think Halo Studios needs to find that vision. Like, how do you envision your esports to be? How do you vision your campaign to be? How do you vision your multiplayer to be? Stick with that. Stick with a good story and go with it. Having a vision serves a purpose. It gives you a purpose. And that is what we need. We need a vision. And Halo has lacked it for a very long time. Anyways, I am trying not to be offended by what they said, because it obviously is. They're not really in the Halo scene the way a lot of you and I are. But let me tell you, when I say there's a lot of talent in the Halo community, I mean it. There's a lot of talent. I will say, it would be awesome, Shotzi, if you helped out the Halo community and uplifted us with your own tournaments or something. You have this whole Optic roster, and I'm waiting for Formal to start playing Halo. Show us what you're made of, Optic. You are our HCS partnered org. What can you do to help the scene? You help the scene, you get more too. Let's do this. Let's help the scene. Let's grow this thing. It has potential. That's all I'm going to say, and there are way more creators out there than the 3 and the girl. Way more. There's others, okay? All right. My rant is over. Anyways, I just needed to get that off my chest. I needed you guys to see and hear me out. Like, it was pretty offensive to hear that. I love Halo, and as a small content creator, I hope that I can make an impact for the positive. It's been hard, and I get it. We are in a tough spot, but I'm a very passionate person when it comes to Halo and HCS. I loved Halo since the beginning, since 2001 as a little girl. Does that make me, like, popular because I'm a girl? I don't know, I just thought it was weird that they said that girl. It just kind of rubbed me wrong, but anyways, we got this. I just wanted to put that out there, that if you are a Halo streamer, a Halo content creator, and if you're an awesome pro player, a caster, an analyzer, whoever you are out there, I just want to say thank you for being in the Halo community and for not giving up and for keeping it what it is. The community is a special one, and I'm grateful for you in it. So thank you for watching. Hold up. I also want to give a huge shout out to every person who watches not just my stream, but HCS, Halo, and every other creator out there. It's the viewers, it's the players. You guys are the real MVPs. So I just want to say, Halo community, we got this. Anyways, Jay out.